We got the Lucky Tackle Box Tournament Series box for September. Let's crack it open. That's awesome. Flipping the Bird, little top water, hollow bodied bait, kind of like a frog. Castaic Jerky Swims. These are really good little swim baits. Swim Bait Mafia. Z-Man TRD Hogs. Really good little finesse baits. Freedom jig head things. These are really cool. You can change the hooks on them. So 1 ounce hair jig, but you can do something else with that. I'll tell you in just a minute. Bagley Minnow Twin Spin. It's a top water prop bait. These are really good fish catchers right here. You got your bait card thing. It tells you what's in it. Then it talks about the tournament for this month, or for every month, I guess. And the refer a friend. I'll have my referral link in the description. Fish Hound Magazine, How to Catch Fish from the Bank. That's something good to read for all the non-boat havers. I enjoy fishing off the bank still. Producto, I don't know. Producto, Buzztail Shad. About to crack those open and look at them. Smart Bait Gobies. They're color changing. A little spinner bait with a Colorado blade, I believe. It's cool. Texas Tackle Company jerk bait. V&M trick worm. It's in a watermelon candy. It's a great color. Bruiser baits. I can't remember what these are called. They're like a little creature bait or brush hog, but we'll look at them in just a minute. Then we have the Big Mouth Square Bill. Sounds like it's got some rattles. We'll crack that open. It's a cool color. I like that. Kind of like a clear chartreuse shad color. And then Mustad Edge Grip. These are really good finesse style flipping hooks. More like for pitching. Flipping the Bird. It's like a topwater frog. Very similar, but it's supposed to mimic a bird. Kind of works like a topwater spook in a way. But these are really good for really heavy, thick, matted stuff. They get through all the muck and heavy mats, even through reeds and stuff like that. They come through a lot easier. They don't have any appendages, and the skirting is real short, so it doesn't get hung as much. The color on this is Bluebird. It's cool, different color. Got some bright, so it'll help it get hammered, give the fish easier way to see it. I like these. These are pretty cool little baits. So this is a 1 ounce Freedom Jig hair jig. The cool thing about, I guess the name of it is Hyper Shad, but it's a hair jig. Cool thing about these, you can undo the hook and put whatever hook you want. So you're not stuck with a hair jig. You can use this head and put any kind of swim bait on there. So it's not like you have to. It's not like you only got a hair jig. You actually got a really cool weighted head. You can put your whatever swim bait you want on there. Put a different hook, your favorite swim bait hook, and throw it on there. This has a swinging or a lot of motion in them, so it's really good for any kind of swim jig. It lets it move freely. Really good for saltwater also. But this time of year, you know, shad, the white color should be, these should get bit just with this color, but swap it out to a swim bait and you'll get a lot of action off a slow rolling a swim bait with this. This is a clear cut spinner blade, or spinner bait, with a Colorado blade. It gives a louder thumping noise. It's got a cool head on it, nice eyes, good space to tie on. This is good for, you know, darker stained water, or if it's like if you got a bunch of bait fish and you're trying to throw in the middle of those, and just to be a little different, throw the Colorado blades on, because everybody pretty much is throwing willow blades. A lot of times with that louder, or the more disturbance with the Colorado blades, you'll tend to get bigger fish. A lot of people throw Colorado at night and in darker water, but I like to throw them just to be different sometimes. Clear cut CC 5000. I've never heard of clear cut, but maybe these will be good. Should catch fish regardless. Most spinnerbaits do. We got the big mouth baits. I think it's the name of it. Slam Dance Squarebill. It's in a cool clear chartreuse color with a black back. I love red hooks on my Squarebill. They're moving baits. It's got a red gill looking thing. Real small. I like that, compact. Throw this in anywhere from 1 to 3 foot of water around rocks and stumps, and you shouldn't have a problem getting bit. I can't say how much I like this color. It's probably one of my favorite colors I've seen on Squarebill. See what it says, the color. I don't see the color, but anyways, that color is phenomenal to me. Next up is the Texas Tackle Jerkbait. I think it's called the Jacksonville Jerkbait. Good rattles. It's a good size for a jerkbait. Pretty decent size. It's healthy. It's heavier than some of the other jerkbaits that I've found, which should be good. It looks like it dives a little deeper too. I like that. Most jerkbaits are only like 2 to 5 foot. This one looks like it'll go maybe, you know, 4 to 8 foot kind of thing. And again, a red hook. I like the orange belly. I don't know what the color scheme would be called, chartreuse shad or something of that nature, but I really dig this. I'll be throwing this for sure. Next up is the Bagley Minnow Twin Spin. It's 4 inches top water. I think it's 5/8 ounce. No rattles, but you have the props on the top and back. A lot of people think you're supposed to throw these out and reel them back in, but my favorite thing is to throw it out, let it sit, reel it in for a minute, and then pop it like a popping frog or a walking bait, and it'll go a sudden jerk, and then it'll sit there, and these will spin. It'll leave a little bubble trail, but you don't want to jerk it too hard, because then it makes it way too much. So these are real, almost like finesse top water. You lightly jerk them, and it gives the props time to work and do their thing. These are balsa wood baits, and they're gonna get hammered. Cool paint jobs. It's like almost like a perch or a carp or something. I'm not sure, but I've had luck with other Bagley stuff. The balsa wood, normally similar colors, but I like this. It imitates any kind of bait fish, from brim to baby carp or whatever. This should get bit too. It's that time of year. You see schooling fish, throw it out there, and you'll be different from everybody else. Most people are throwing walking baits or poppers, or, you know, whopper ploppers and stuff like that. This is a little bit different. It's subtle, but again, should get bit. Next up is Producto Baits, Buzztail Shad and Black Grape. It's cool. It's a real dark purple color, and you got the I can't remember what they're called, buzzworms or whatever, little tails, the body of a fluke or a swim bait, but it should get bit. These are pretty cool. Texas rig 'em. I like that. It'll be different different than everybody else. That's my favorite way to be. Next up is the Bruiser Bait Intruder. It's got a nice Okeechobee crawl color, scented with, like, smells like liquor, so I'm guessing it's anise or however it's anise. I don't know how to say it, but I just read this was the lure that set the biggest record on Okeechobee with 106 pounds by Brendan McMillan in 2011. That's pretty cool. Nice little soft plastic flipping beaver. Pretty cool. I like that. Next up is the Z-Man 10X Tough TRD Hogs. It's a little crawl imitator. A lot of people know how much luck everyone's been having on the TRDs, but this is a very stretchy bait, lasts forever, super tough, get multiple bites. But this is more of like a little crawl imitator instead of just having that going through the water. You got these little appendages, but very finesse, very good, get multiple bites, and these baits last forever. Next up is another cool bait by Smart Bait. It's a goby. These change color. This one goes from red to blue and chartreuse to pearl. I think it's already changed, but pretty cool. These things are definitely different than what everybody else is throwing, so sometimes this pays to be a little different out on the water and give the fish something they've never seen. These gobies are pretty cool looking baits. Next up is the V&M Super Scent Trick Worms. These are always going to get bit. You wacky rig them or throw them on a little dang, I can't think whether there's some stand-up jigs, but that way the tail stays up in the air. I can't say enough about these kind of baits. They get bites when nothing else will. I love them. And these are super scented. Cliff Pace thinks they're great, so they gotta be pretty good, right? Next is the Castaic Jerky Swim. I think these are like 3.5 inches. Baby bass color or chartreuse color. Something about the Swim Bait Mafia. That's pretty cool. Check them out. Here's the bait, belly weighted, and it's got a cool nose too. I'll have to check into what that's for, but nice belly weight or belly slit to get the hook. And this is one of the baits that Jason Lambert threw to win on Kentucky Lake. I think set the record with something very similar. I think it's the exact same thing, but I'm not 100% sure if it was the Jerky J's. So, but these little things will get bit on a little ball head. You can Texas rig them, ball head, jigs, just swim baits, or you can drop shotting them is a good option too. I'm sorry, I'm watching football and trying to do this, and I got deer hunting on my mind too, so it's just that time of year where you want to be out on the field, out on the water, and up in the stand. Next up are the Grip Pin Edge by Mustad. Really cool little finesse flipping hook for worms, and when you're flipping open water, you don't always need the heavy duty flipping hooks. Flipping through grass and flipping beside a bunch of trees and stuff. Sometimes you don't have to have the heavy duty hooks to get through everything, so it's a good option. Really sticky sharp hooks, the good lure keeper at the top, so don't overlook the finessier hooks. These are 6/0 size, pretty stout even as finesse hooks. So, but again, it's the Lucky Tackle Box for September unboxing. Have a great week, Tight Lines.